The original Microsoft Surface Pro was launched over 5 years ago, and its design instantly became iconic. Fans in India clamored for ages before Microsoft finally brought the Surface Pro line here in 2016. However, prices have been extremely high, making this a luxury product here. We finally have with us the latest Surface Pro model, which was launched internationally last year. We're eager to get our hands on it to see what the excitement is all about and whether other players in the top-end laptop space should be worried. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to be notified of all our new videos. Microsoft really hasn't changed the design of the Surface Pro much over the past few generations, and to us it feels like we've seen all of this before. Other companies such as Dell and Lenovo have come up with much slicker designs over the past year or so. The one thing that truly impresses us is the Surface Pro's stand. It's perfectly flush with the rear of the tablet when closed and is firm when opened at any angle. This allows for a huge variety of use cases, especially when you're writing or doodling with the Surface Pen. The hinge feels rock solid, but it's still easy to move. You can even use the Surface Pro on your lap in a pinch. The front of the tablet has a 12.3-inch 3x2 screen, which works well in both portrait and landscape modes. It's surrounded by thick black borders, which makes it feel a little dated. On the other hand, this allows for front-firing stereo speakers, which are just about invisible. You get cameras on the front as well as the rear. The power and volume buttons are on the top, where they're easy to reach in landscape mode. There's a 3.5mm headphone socket, one single USB 3 port, a mini DisplayPort video output, and a very well-hidden microSD card slot. The proprietary Surface Connect port can be used for the bundled charger or external accessories, and there's a set of magnetic contacts on the bottom for Microsoft's type cover keyboard. You'll wind up paying quite a bit extra for Microsoft's standard or signature keyboard covers, as well as the Surface Pen and Surface Arc mouse if you want them. You can of course use the tablet without any of these accessories, but the keyboard and pen at least are what make the Surface Pro truly versatile and functional. We've got the signature fabric type cover in platinum with our Surface Pro, and while it does look quite striking, it's hard to stomach the extra cost. The keyboard has a decent layout apart from the arrow keys, and there are 3 levels of backlighting. The keys are a little stiff and the whole thing flexes and bends when typing. The trackpad is quite hard, but you can just tap instead of clicking. The Surface Pen can be used for sketching and writing, and it works very well with its 4096 levels of pressure sensitivity. Magnets allow it to snap onto either side of the tablet so it doesn't get lost. In terms of hardware, the Surface Pro uses Intel's low-power U-series processors, but these are last year's 7th gen models. Our review unit has a Core i5-7300 CPU, 8GB of RAM and a 256GB SSD, but this pushes the cost up to 1,06,999 rupees. While it can handle casual games and everyday tasks, performance isn't exciting and the specifications leave us wanting more. The sole USB port and the lack of USB Type-C or Thunderbolt are also big limiting factors. The screen is great, but widescreen movies will run with thick black bands. The speakers are tinny and there's very little bass, which means that most music doesn't sound very good. On the plus side, our unit ran silently throughout our review period, no matter what we threw at it. The battery will just about get you through a full day at the office if you keep your workload very light, but it will drain quicker with games or video. The best thing about the Surface Pro is how light it is and how easily it can be carried around. On the downside, it's not as comfortable for work as a standard laptop, it's relatively underpowered, and it's incredibly expensive. If the keyboard cover and stylus were included, we'd be a little happier, but they really drive the cost up. We want to like the new Surface Pro, but the value proposition just isn't working out for us in 2018, especially considering what other brands already have in the market. Thanks for watching. For more reviews and videos like this, do visit us at gadgets360.com.